Lastly, and Marcus probably don't give a fuck about this, but I'm talking about it real quick. Pussycat Dolls. So Pussycat Dolls came back out, and we all know them as six girls. Now they came back as a trio. So they knocked off, like, it's just like the girl, they dropping like flies, because the last time they made a comeback, it was five girls. Now it's down to three. It's down to three. But I enjoyed I don't know why I don't want to be mean and say I enjoyed it, but I don't know. Like, I do love the Pussycat Dolls. I think the Pussycat Dolls, their first two albums were really good. Like, when they first came out, it was some really good music. I still listen to their music to this day. But they keep when they came with these comebacks that they're doing, it's just so it just seems more generic than ever. Even with their last comeback, because when they come back, they come out with a random song and announce a tour date or whatever. I think their last comeback tour, it didn't happen, but they released another tour announcement, so I think this one might actually happen. And once again, we're in a touring era where, like, legacy acts are touring like nobody's business. I can't even count how many concerts I bought tickets to this year alone. But I have a few already I'm going to, and it's only freaking March. But they announced the tour or whatever. But anyway, so I'm going to discuss this real quick, because the Pussycat Dolls, the trio now, they were on, oh my gosh, let me see. Whose talk show was this? Did I bookmark her? I did not. So let me bookmark it real quick. Hold on. So yeah, the Pussycat Dolls, they made an appearance on the Today Show to discuss their comeback and their tour and all that stuff. And so they were asked about why is it just three girls. And let's just play what Nicole said. Hold on.
Some former members of the Pussycat Dolls, they made some headlines recently after they found out that you guys were coming back as a trio, not as the original group. How did you arrive at that decision?
Well, listen, we are so, as women today. It has been an ever-changing lineup, and this is what it looks like now in 2026. You never know what comes next, and I think ultimately we've got to protect our peace. And when something like the Pussycat Dolls has so much history, we have ruptured in the past, and right now we are repairing, and we're sort of on the same page with that. But
so they tried to ask Nicole, or of course Nicole's the lead vocalist or the only vocalist in the group. They asked why is it a trio? She couldn't even say why. Like, it was like a loss for word. I don't even know why she froze like that. And then the other group member just gave a bunch of word salad or whatever. But here's the thing, right? So Pussycat Dolls, it was always drama with Pussycat Dolls, because they didn't like how Nicole was the only singer, because it was six girls and Nicole was the only singer and everyone else was like a glorified backup dancer. But, like, they were actually really talented singers, like, in the group, other than Nicole. Like, Melody, the black girl, she's a great singer. And there's a couple other singers in the group that, they never got their time to shine. It was always just about Nicole. And so that was one of the dramas that they always had. And then at some point when they tried to make a comeback, there was like a money dispute, I believe, like of splits and like who gets what percentage and all these other things. It was drama with that. And then I guess this go around, I don't know, they couldn't agree on money again. I'm just guessing they couldn't agree on money again, and like now it's just three girls that can take it. And I guess it's at best, because now it's more money for all three of them, I guess. I don't know. But it was always some weird drama because Nicole was the only one that could sing, or that was allowed to sing. And then on top of that too, like, Nicole is with these two girls, like, she's with, like, literally it's half the group. Like, Pussycat Dolls was six girls originally, and now it's only three girls here, which, it doesn't matter because Nicole's going to be the one singing it. But the thing about this, right, is, looks crazy that Nicole is, I don't know, I feel like Nicole always wanted to just be a solo act, but no one really cared for Nicole being a solo act, so she had to be with the girls. That's why she's sitting here with just two of these girls with her, and she's stuck to give a fake reason why it's only just three of them. But Nicole is just, she needs the group. Like, she needs the group. And I thought that was always interesting, because she was the only one singing in the group. But I guess what was captivating was the fact that it was all the girls together on stage that people were drawn in, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's really interesting, this whole music theory thing, Marcus, like, when it comes to groups and all these things. Like, I'm kind of over musical groups, but back in the day when they did have groups, when it was all but groups, I understand the benefit of a group, because it's different. You have different chances of, there's different variables to be attracted to.
Yeah.
There's different marketing variables. There's different marketing variables. Even with like Kim Kardashian, right? And this is like, whoa, right? But whatever. I'm just whatever. Walk with me. Even with Kim Kardashian, when the whole thing came out with her and their sex tape stuff and like the whole thing, and then they had the show behind her and stuff, like Kim Kardashian, she is the star of the family, but she needs her family because her family helps her stardom. They just do. When she first came out as Kim Kardashian after the whole sex tape, and even now, like they still have that show on Hulu. Like her family helps her brand, like because there's different there's you're spending more time involved in what she has going on because of her family.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's different variables. There's different marketing variables involved around her that will captivate you and keep you over here a little bit longer.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I understand the importance of a group. I understand the importance of an ensemble. But it's just like it's like, damn, like you can she can't even have a solo career if she wanted to. No one would give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's literally the only one singing on the songs, but no one cares because they only care about the ensemble of the Pussycat Dolls, not Nicole. Right. But I just thought this was a fool. How you can't even sit, Nicole? You can't even sit here and say and give a fake reason. The other one that don't sing got to give a fake reason.
Right.
Like damn. But I think it was just drama and ego because they didn't let the girl sing. Even when Melody was in the group, they didn't Melody really wanted to sing because she was a vocalist and they wouldn't let her. I guess because it was just the ensemble, the idea of Pussycat Dolls. And then one more thing too, one of the girls from the Pussycat Dolls came out, the dark haired one that first of all, I don't give a fuck about none of these. I barely give a fuck about Nicole. But and this is not even no shade. This is no shade. But the other group came out. Her name's Jessica Sutta. She said that she believes she was not called back for the reunion because of her ties to Trump and how she's a MAGA. Like, girl, no one gives this is why it could come back as a trio because no one can. Girl, you didn't sing, so who gives a fuck about who you support? Girl, I don't give a fuck. It's not because you don't matter. Now I can be a big C. Now I was ready to defend the girls for not being able to sing when they wanted to, but fuck her. Cause girl, what? Because I'm a MAGA supporter. No, because you're not needed and there's no use for you. That's why you're not back. What were you gonna say?
Oh, nothing.
I looked at their tour dates. They're gonna be in West Bubblefuck, Bristol, Virginia, Jiffy Lube Live. I think Jiffy Lube's still way out there. I mean, if it was convenient, I would have gone maybe. But I don't know. I just feel like 3 is not. I mean, I understand they can still go on tour with 3 of them because it's still a group, but it's not the same. And then they also came out with a song, called Club Song. It's super generic and it feels outdated and it's just blah. But I know they have to put out a song because they're going on tour. But nothing touches their first 2 albums, and I think I don't know why. Maybe because they had a machine behind them. Their first 2 albums, it was they're so good. I think their first album they had a few different singles. Their first album, it was Don't Ya, Wait a Minute, Buttons. Is it I Hate This Part? They had a few singles from their first album. They had really good music, but now it's just generic-y and just it's just okay, I guess whatever. I don't know, but
Say a little washed up a little bit.
Yeah, it's just there's no this. It just gives Nicole really just wants to go on tour, but she can't by herself. No one cares, so she has to get with the girls. That's what that is. You even see with and this is no shade, because I still might go to their concert. Bow on B2K, B2K and all that. Omarion, he's the lead singer and he has a solo career. And I know that he has, I don't know these people personally, but I know as a man, I know that he has had an ego with those guys. He's the solo guy. He's the one that always sung in the group and he had a solo career with hits, with his own solo hits. But it's just I feel like if Omarion didn't have to, he wouldn't be on tour with B2K. If he was interesting enough on his own for a long enough time, I don't think that he would have squashed the different, because it was a lot of things they had to squash in order to go on tour. But the fact that you're willing to squash all these things, Lil Fizz used to mess with his baby mother. It was really a thing. Like it was some real shit. Yeah. So it was just like for you to sit down and really try to figure it out, because you better get this and get this money and figure it out.
Yeah. That was very weird. That whole thing.
It was a whole love and hip hop thing too. It was a whole thing. Yeah. It was a whole thing. Yeah. But it's just like, I feel like, and I'm not, and this is not being me. I'm really not. I feel like I'm sounding like a bitch when I'm saying this, but it's like I'm not. I swear. But it's just like I'm just telling the truth. Like, come on now. Like if Beyonce. If Beyonce brings out Destiny's Child because she wants to, not because she has to, and I'm not. That's no shade because Destiny's Child. There will be no Beyonce with a Destiny's Child. Like that's no fucking shade. But what I'm saying, there's a difference when you want to pull them out, where you have to versus you having to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it would be interesting enough for Omarion to go on tour solo by himself, or like without an ensemble. Like, is it whether it's with B2K or not? You're a part of an ensemble, the Millennium Tour, or Anne Marie, Creole. It's an ensemble of things.
It could, but it wouldn't be as big. Just like you're saying, it wouldn't be like everyone's out to be there.
The Backstreet Boys are still performing. And this is no shade. This is no shade. Because like I said before, I'm not. And the thing is, like, I feel like I'm being shady, but I'm not. I've said on this in front of you, like, don't ever be ashamed to clock in. Like, it's more embarrassing if I catch you doing fraud than you working and making money. You know what I'm saying? But the Backstreet Boys, the 90s boy band, they still out. My coworker said she bought tickets to go see them at the Sphere in Las Vegas. They doing a big one.
Right. They like the legacy acts,
Yeah.
I just think it might have been too much extra stuff going on with B2K.
It was a lot.
They couldn't.
It was a lot because then Omarion went solo right after You Got Served. It was a whole thing.
Yeah, they couldn't lock in and become the legacy act and still be just like you said, like Boys and Men. They residencies, Vegas. They doing. Everybody does that. Like when you have something that's golden, you lock in, you lit forever. To be honest.
Yeah, but you can go and you can go and get that bag. It's a bag. It's a bag. But I just feel like like if they didn't have to go out and tour and perform, they wouldn't.